Hi everyone, I'm Maureen and this is Dave and Jaden, and we're here to tell you a little bit about something that the PMD Foundation has coming up this Saturday. What is that, Dave?
So this Saturday, we're very excited to be hosting our first ever PMD Virtual Symposium. So unfortunately, due to COVID, the in-person conference that we had planned for the same day, we had to pull the plug on it like everybody else with all their events. But we didn't want to miss the opportunity to share the updates that we have for PMD with the community. And so we're very excited to be able to offer this. And we're thankful for the technology to be able to do it and not have to wait until we're able to be together in person.
Right. That's fantastic. So I heard from a little bird that before we kick off today, Jaden told me that you were going to sing him a song before we got started.
I will hold that for the end to make sure everybody watches the entire video, because if I sing now, they could just bail and they won't watch the whole thing.
Right. Got it. All right. Jaden and I are going to hold you to that.
Jaden.
Well, Dave Manley here is not only Jaden's dad, but he's also the board chair for the PMD Foundation. I'm Maureen Ballatori. I'm the marketing chair for the board, and we're here to give you all the details about the upcoming symposium and share some of the reasons why we're so excited about putting the event on this Saturday, the 25th at 10 a.m. So give us a little bit more detail, Dave, about what is the PMD Virtual Symposium specifically.
So the virtual symposium, we have brought in the researchers that we're going to attend in person. They'll all be presenting their latest research virtually on Saturday. We have researchers from around the globe that will be giving updates on their various approaches to what they're doing for PMD research, and they will be able to present to the families. And then at the very end of the symposium, we're going to open up to a live question and answer from the community that can directly ask questions to the presenters. I'm not sure if we're going to have every presenter on because of the time zone, but we're going to have most.
Okay, that's great. Could attendees submit questions in advance for that if they wanted to?
If they would like to submit questions in advance, we can accommodate that. The best way to do that is to email a question to me at dmanley@pmdfoundation.com. If they want to email their question to me, then I will be able to ask it during the live session if they're not able to attend.
Great. All right. That sounds fantastic. So let's tell people a little bit about why we're putting the symposium on. What kind of things are going to be covered in the event?
So what we're gonna have basically five different parts. So the first part is actually my part, the welcome, which I'm really nervous about because I've already recorded that and I hope it went off well. But I'm sure that everybody's gonna say I talk too fast, but I did my best. The second part is gonna be discussions about potential treatments in animal models. So the different presenters will be talking about the research as it relates to potential treatments in the animal models.
Cell transplantation and gene suppression, right?
Correct.
Great.
And then the third part will be on clinical trials. What does that look like? You know, the presenters will be talking about the potential for clinical trials and how that all works. The fourth part is going to be an interesting session. So we tried, because we weren't able to be together in person, we tried to do our best to bring. So the fourth part, entitled Living with PMD, we're going to hear from some PMD families themselves, and then we're going to do a neat little exercise with some live polling, which will be a lead-in to Dr. Adeline Vandiver's discussion on the PMD natural history study, which the PMD Foundation has funded. We are almost approaching the first year of that study. So that session is going to be a very interesting, fun session that will lead into the natural history discussion. And then we will have the question and answer session.
Great. And so just going back for a second to the natural history study, if there are families that are listening to this or planning on attending the symposium who have not yet signed up for the natural history study, can they still do that?
Absolutely. They can go to our website and click the link to register for the natural history study. It is very easy. There's no travel required. basically, our team of researchers will walk the family through the entire process. There's no cost, there's no travel, and that participation is one of the single biggest things that a family can do to help in our mission to find a potential treatment or therapy or even a cure for PMD. So absolutely, anybody that hasn't signed up for that yet can absolutely do that, and they can find the information right on our website.
Great. So let's get into some of the logistics. Is there a cost to attend this event, and how can people access it?
Sure. So there's no cost. It's absolutely free, and there's no registration required. Basically, on July 25th, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, I would get on a little bit before 10 o'clock because we're going to begin right at 10 o'clock sharp. They can just go to our website. When they go to pmdfoundation.org, www.pmdfoundation.org, on our main page, you will see a section about the virtual symposium. They can click a box right there that says learn more, and it will take you to the page where you will see the link for the live stream. So basically, all you need to do is click the live stream, and it's just like watching Netflix or Amazon Prime. You're just going to be able to watch the entire time, and that's it. It's simple as that.
So are you going to pay the royalties to Netflix and Amazon Prime for mentioning them in our video once it goes viral?
I did not know that that was a thing. So
Joking.
No, we're not going to do that. Yeah. But if they want to put us in the news, that'll get us some publicity. So that's great.
Fantastic. That sounds great.
And I also mentioned too that the live feed will also be available on the GLIA website as well, our partner.
So who's going to be presenting at the virtual symposium?
So we have several researchers, and I'm going to look at my cheat sheet here just so that I don't miss anybody and so that I can pronounce the names the best I can. So we have on cell transplantation approaches, we have Johanna Osario, we have Julia Edgar, and I apologize, I'm not going to list all their titles. You can see that on our full agenda, which is on the website. Giving a discussion on gene suppression is our amazing own Grace Hobson, Dr. Grace Hobson, who is also the chair of the symposium committee and really helped to make this, with her vision, a reality. We are also going to be hearing from our own superstar on our scientific advisory board chair, Dr. Paul Tazar, with his exciting new research that has just been published in the prestigious Nature magazine just 2 weeks ago. We're going to hear all the way from Japan, Dr. Ken Inoue will be presenting all the way from Japan. And we're also going to be hearing from Jazine Seher, and I apologize if I got the name wrong, on the advantages of a ketogenic diet. On the clinical trial discussions, we're going to hear from Michael Levy, Dr. David Rowich, Dr. Nicole Wolf, and Dr. Inga Harding. And then, as I mentioned earlier, regarding the natural history study, we're also going to hear from Dr. Adeline Vanderver.
Great. And then there's an introduction to Ionis disease burden.
Yes. Yeah, so that is going to be a very exciting thing that we're announcing during the symposium as well. Patrick Cottney from Ionis, one of our industry partners, will be discussing the disease burden survey that we will be beginning shortly after the virtual symposium, which is another important component, as everyone will hear on Saturday, to be able to bring a potential treatment or therapy to market.
Yes, that's fantastic. I want you to share with everybody just a little bit about why you're personally excited for this event.
I'm sorry, you broke up on me just for a little bit there. What was that?
Tell us about why you're personally excited for this event.
So I'm personally excited for this event because it has been quite some time since our last symposium. There is a lot of new, exciting things going on in the PMD field and in the leukodystrophy field itself. And so I'm excited that we have the technology that, even with everything going on around the world, that we're able to update our community to see what the latest news is in research and how far we are away from a potential clinical trial. And so rather than wait whenever we will be able to be together again in person, I'm excited that we can share this information. There's a lot going on in the PMD Foundation. As small as we are and as ultra rare as PMD is, we are really quite far ahead compared to other diseases, even with our small numbers. And so it's a very exciting time for all of us with PMD kids, and supporting families that have lost PMD loved ones, that are living with PMD loved ones now, and also for future families. It's an exciting time that we can come together with this research as we inch closer to our goal line, if you will, with a potential therapy or treatment or cure.
Yeah, that's great. Is there anything that we didn't touch on in our discussion today that you think is important for any of the viewers to know about the symposium?
I think that the two things that I'd like to just finish up on are number one, as the families will hear about the natural history study Saturday, as I already mentioned, we really need their help into participating in that. And also the burden of disease survey that we will be conducting after the symposium. Again, these things cost no money. All they cost is a little bit of time. There's no travel required. And for PMD families, like us, it's an easy way for us to do our part to help further our mission to a world with no PMD. And so, my hope is that families will rally behind this and participate and do their part to help us in our mission, so that in future generations, families will not have to go through what we've gone through. And so that's why we're here, is to help future generations as well as our current PMD kids as well. And the last thing I'd like to do is make a personal thank you to the pillars of the PMD Foundation that started this foundation over 20 years ago. Mike Laprosito, Laura Spear, Jeff Leonard, Don Hobson, and also the late Dr. Jim Garber. And I'm leaving some people out. I've been on the board for almost 19 years, but at the beginning, I wasn't there at the very beginning. And I'm sure that I'm leaving somebody out of importance, but those pillars of the foundation are what got us off the ground and what led us for many, many years to the point where we are starting to see the success and the dividends pay off from the hard work and the hard-earned dollars of fundraising that we have all done that have led to research. As Dr. Paul Tazar was the recipient of our last $100,000 grant, and it helped to get his research to the point of where it is now. And we are funding another $100,000 grant, which the deadline for the applications for that is September 1st. So we're prepared to award another grant to continue to further the research. So I'd like to thank those pillars that got us here. And I'd like to thank all the families that have done fundraisers, all the relatives, friends, families that have donated to fundraisers. My good friend here, Jaden, has raised several thousands of dollars by donating his birthday over the years, and other fundraisers that we've done. So while it doesn't look like a lot, it all adds up, and it made a difference. The PMD families and the friends and relatives have made a difference to help get us where we need to be.
Absolutely. That's right. Jaden is very proud of that, I can tell. Well, I'm going to recap some of the details for everybody. The event is the PMD Virtual Symposium. It's an event for PMD researchers, families, and medical professionals to hear the latest developments in PMD research, and also just get together and chat with each other. It's taking place on Saturday, July 25th. That's this Saturday. Starting at 10 a.m., it's going to go on for about 5 hours. You don't have to sit still for the whole thing. Feel free to pop in and pop out. You can get the agenda on the PMD Foundation website at pmdfoundation.org. And it's all virtual, so you don't have to worry about travel, and it's no cost, so you don't have to worry about paying any fees. Easy peasy. So to recap for us, you promised us a song.
Well, I did. And so, Jaden, are you ready? Okay. This is Jaden's favorite song. It is not birthday, his favorite song. So Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jaden. Happy birthday to you. See, I keep promises.
I'm very glad. Thank you so much for sharing all the details about the event with us, especially Jaden's smiles as well, and all of your hard work and graces and the rest of the foundation to put together this event, and all of the hard work and research that has gone, that has happened over the years to get the foundation here. So we hope everyone will join us this Saturday, the 25th at 10 a.m. on pmdfoundation.org. Thank you so much.